Get to the chopper!
Get to the chopper! Hello fans of BZB Gear. Today we're going to introduce a few of our cameras. We wanted to go over some picture quality. We get a lot of questions. Usually the first one when people call us is, well, what has the best quality lens? So essentially all of these cameras have great lenses on them. I have some 30x, 20x's as well as 12x's set up here. We've got a couple targets. First in our camera over here in the top left screen, we've got our VPTZ HSU3. That's a USB 3.0 SDI HDMI live streaming camera with RS connections. A lot of great features and functionalities. We find this camera is awesome for our school systems. It's got the USB 3.0 connection, which gives you the ability to do short-range connections to laptops for Zoom, Skype, Echo 360, etc. A lot of our other cameras you can find USB 3.0 as well, but for the sleek compactness of this camera, it just plays really good in classrooms. The next camera we have here would be our VPTZ NDI camera. So essentially this is the BGND camera, which has NDI capabilities. Again, another great image quality picture. As you can see, there's a little difference in maybe the lighting there. You got to realize that all these cameras come by default with a basic setting, meaning, you know, they're guessing that you're somewhat in an indoor environment. You're probably using LEDs or fluorescents. But it's important to realize that if you really want the best quality shot, you need to go into those menus and actually adjust these settings to basically tailor for your environment. You know, some like houses of worship, for example, will have lights really high up in the ceilings, and they're not the best lighting. And they have windows that are coming in with sunlight, or it's a nighttime where you're trying to film. And, you know, in that case, you're going to want additional lightings for photography, essentially, in order to try to make up that difference. But again, the biggest problem we find is lighting. So if you're struggling with lighting, especially long distance shots where you can go from a 75-foot shot where the lighting actually changes in there in between the camera and where the target is, you're going to want to make those adjustments as the best as possible. And then over here, number 3, we have our auto tracking camera. Some of you may be familiar with this. Again, this is a camera that's utilized to track, say, professors who are walking on a stage, pastors, a different, instructor, say for yoga class or something. You can do an auto tracking camera. We put it in universities, we put it in schools. We're really impressed with it. Fourth here in this bottom corner, we have our PTZ, and this guy, again, great camera, similar to the NDI. Same kind of lens, except for the NDI has the ability to stream over the LAN, meaning it compresses your video signal, compresses your audio if you're running a mic into it, and it will stream over the local area network. No SDI cable, no HDMI cable, no USB 3.0 cable required. Here, you can see how natural this color is. Coloring is amazing on this shot, how clear the lettering is. This is our 4K, so really proud of this guy. We offer this 4K camera in 12x zoom. We offer NDI capabilities, so we have 2 versions, one non-NDI, one with NDI. Just a really good camera overall. If you're looking for that extra richness, extra color, it's just amazing. 6th here, we have our BGEAR NDI version. We have the BGEAR. Some of you may have this camera. Great camera. We actually also have an NDI version coming out, which is currently connected. Also another good image. But again, you're going to notice a little bit variance in light, maybe brightness, contrast, saturation. The cameras in general, again, you can go into the settings either using the remote control for the camera. By an on-screen display, you can go in and navigate that, kind of play with it. Or if you want to get even more sophisticated into it, you can use what's called the web GUI. That's the interface that you access the camera's menu through an IP address using a web browser like Chrome or Firefox. This is going to give you all kinds of settings in there to really make it perfect. I recommend when you're doing a shot, wherever it may be, that you always take in consideration setting up the video. You're going to end up taking at least probably an hour to really dial it in, especially you got multiple cameras, you got different angles, different viewpoints where the coloring changes, the light and darkness changes. Each one of those is going to need to be tailored. So, never expect a camera to come out of the box just perfect for your situation, because they're made as a universal settings, basically guessing on your environment. I'm going to go ahead and give you a different perspective here. I've got 2 remotes because I've got a couple different cameras going. But I've set these up with presets. So currently they're on preset number 1, meaning they're all focused on our tree guy here. I'm going to go over to the, preset number 2. And there we go. Again, takes a second to focus out properly and make sure everything's in. You can use that manual focus, as I mentioned, with some presets. So here you can see myself on TV. Image looks great. I'll step over here so you can get a little better perspective of the other screens. So again, when you're asking us what is the best camera, Chris or Matthew or Ilbron or one of our sales guys, we're going to tell you that you know, our cameras are great. The lenses are awesome. We only have the best lenses possible for our cameras. Just understand though, what really comes down to, it boils down to these connections and where you're going to use it and what type of zoom you require. These are really the necessity questions. Regardless of which PTZ camera you get from us, the lens is going to be really awesome. Of course, the 4K stands out more so. It's a little more expensive, future-proof in your world. But if you need more than 12x, you're going to have to jump to 35x. They are very rare lenses. So awesome camera again. As you can see, everything looks solid. I'm going to go ahead and jump back to my other preset. And there you have it, folks. So again, BZBGEAR cameras, awesome. They work great. We've got a lot of different types of connections depending on what you need, whether it's USB, SDI, HDMI. Type of control, there's IP Visca for internet, so if you need a joystick that goes over land, you use one cable, PoE connection. We've got 2 great joysticks that would work for you, as well as a serial connection on those, or you can get a joystick that just has serial connections. If you're planning on using multi-controller, meaning you're going to run SDI or HDMI cables into a control switch, we actually also offer one of those. It goes up to 6 cameras. Great little device. We just wanted to give you a little demonstration. Question is always like, hey, which one's got the best picture? They all got good pictures. Just got to go in there sometimes and adjust the settings. These are all by default. I could go into these and actually make them sharper and better. But I wanted you folks to let you know that that's what you need to do. Anything you can do to make your picture even better, if you give us a call here at BZBGEAR, contact our sales, contact our technical support, feel free to drop a line here in a comment, or shoot us an email. Whatever's simplest for you, we're always here to help and answer your questions. Again, thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate you joining us, and make sure to hit that like, subscribe. It always does us good, so we know what you like to see, what you don't like to see, and we can tailor our videos around our fans. So thanks again, guys. Have a good one.